So I am back in the garage on something else. Still been doing some road tuning, trying to get it together, make sure everything's good, and have been playing around with the position of my map sensor and the boost reference for my fuel pressure regulator. So that's kind of where we are now. So most recently, I have basically put the map sensor right there. So this is intake, spacer, throttle body. It's right there in the throttle body, and that port is supposed to be below the blades like it's supposed to be, or that port is supposed to work like it's supposed to. Make sure everything is reading properly, but the problem lies here. At first I had a block back here, and then now I'm using this port for the fuel pressure boost reference, and the previous port and this port do not work. So what I noticed in my log is that basically the boost reference pressure, or the boost pressure, goes up, my fuel pressure goes down. And that's because the boost is basically, pushing against it, and for every pound of boost that I'm making, my fuel pressure is going down a pound as well. I do not need that at all. Not only is that taking away power, but it's also kind of, getting to the point where it's like, oh wait, I could be messing something up here, right? So what I'm about to do now, and I'm totally doing it the lazy way, but that's how I plan to do it. I didn't want to, which is kind of why this is here, but I think I'm about to have to put this reference line right in here. Yeah, because it's just not working anywhere else. And I said I'm gonna do it the lazy way because I'm about to take this piping off, take the hat off. I'm gonna take the, not even gonna remove these two, but I'm gonna take this part off, which will take both of them. And then I'm going to make the hole right there while it's still on there. And I'm probably gonna put like maybe a rag or something down to kind of catch a little bit of pieces, and I might also do it with a vacuum at the same time to try to catch any little pieces that come out. And put that boost reference line there, and hope that it actually gets good reference, gets good pressure, so that it can actually help me out with my boost pressure when the boost kicks in. And I will admit, I've been looking at those high ram, the Holley high ram for the Ford, and I was thinking about it, but I haven't sold enough t-shirts. So if you want a t-shirt, you want to help me out, get a t-shirt. Like I say, don't just give it to me for free, but get you a t-shirt. Rep the squad. Help me get some parts on this thing. But anyway, so I'm finna take this off, take everything off so I can get to that area, and then I'm gonna use my my kit to create a hole, and then yeah, we're gonna go from there. So let's get to it. Taking off the double nut kit. Until we sell enough shirts to be able to get a high ram, we're gonna go with the double nut kit. Get this thing together. So all of the hoses are off of there. And this is out. That's not hard to do at all. And so that's the plenum area and whatnot. And man, I don't like like that. They're saying that it's basically supposed to go like right there, like the hole. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like not even. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that area. I wanted to see what it looked like, and I ain't liking that. So now this right here is flat on both sides, right here. But you know, I'm still thinking that's a big rush of air. Because I did see something that was talking about how, what is that? Oh, that spring that calling something. You know, putting something in the right here doesn't necessarily work all that good. So if it don't work right here in the spacer, what makes it work much different right here? But you can see that kind of immediately starts to curve and go into a runner. So putting it right there in the front, I don't like that. I would like this better. Change of plans. So I decided I still wanted to put it in the spacer adapter, and figured that it wouldn't really be much different being where I was gonna put it versus where it would go in the intake, and just still wanted to be kind of a little lazy about it. In the end, I don't think it would matter. Alright, so we going back on with it. Hey, and you know what? The nerve of you real mechanics not telling everybody how good these things are. These little ratchet and wrenches. I mean, goodness. How much time does this take off your job? You know what I mean? Alright, so I'm getting it back together. Got everything back tight. Oh, not that one. But you can see we back in the double nut position. This right here, I mean, that hose that I'm using is like just barely long enough. As a matter of fact, I put this blue zip tie on here to remind me that I need to do something about that. So yeah, I think we back together. We'll have to see if this works and if it actually helps with the fuel regulator boost reference. Fuel regulator boost reference line. That's what that is, so that I can get 1 more pound of fuel pressure for every pound of boost that comes in. So my system is set at 58, and then you know, if we put 40 to it, I'm kidding. I ain't put 40 to it. At least not yet. I don't know. I gotta creep up to it, see what it's gonna take. But yeah, so for every pound of boost pressure I get, I should get a pound of fuel pressure. That way it don't bog down like it has been doing. And I mean, I feel like I looked at the logs before and it looked fine, but I guess, I don't know, maybe a recent change I did, it really kind of went bad or something. But that should be fixed, and we're gonna take it out on the road and test it out. Well, so we're riding. I haven't really hit it yet, but so far it looks like the fuel pressure is staying stable. I was waiting until I didn't see any headlights in front of me, meaning no cops, and had some straightaway, just a little bit of straightaway. I'm not trying to like really get it up to speed. I just want to be able to see if it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. And I'm currently passing a cop right now, so good thing I didn't hit it and I was paying attention, because he's just sitting right there. And unless he turn around, I think I'm gonna take the long route back. It's like he's just sitting there. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. So back in the garage, I didn't even think that it is a holiday weekend. So yeah, cops are everywhere. I mean, even the one time where I thought I had some space to do a hit, I didn't do it hard because I kind of immediately saw the fuel pressure start to drop. But when I got to the red light that was in view, there was a cop right beside me. So, but ain't none of them messed with me, so that's a good thing. But I guess we got to figure out, like, you know, maybe it's supposed to be on top of the throttle blades, throttle body blades, instead of on bottom, because everywhere I've put it on bottom, it didn't work. So maybe I just got that part wrong. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. So one of the next logical steps in trying to figure out what's going on with my fuel pressure regulator as far as the boost reference is concerned is to make sure that the line that I just put in, or that port that I put in is actually seeing the correct amount of boost pressure or vacuum. Both, actually. So I plumbed that line, and that's the port that goes into here. So I plumbed that line, took it off of there, plumbed it around, and I'm basically going to have this in the car with me, and then I'll be able to see what the map sensor's reading on the Pro Dash, and I'm gonna try to line them up to be the same. Not line them up to be the same, but to see if they're reading the same or very close. Like, you know, say if this one reading 9.8 and the dash is reading 10, I think I'll be happy with that, because I don't have the best plumbed setup, you know, and it's gonna be a little late, a little laggy probably than the map sensor, since the map sensor is right there. But if that works, then I should be able to see if it's that port that I put in, if I'm just putting it in the wrong spot, or if it's something else that I need to check out. So and I guess now that I think about it, I'll probably be able to take a look at it, but do a data log. That way I don't have to look at both of them at the same time, and I can keep my eyes up on the road. Because once this thing gets to 10 pounds, yeah, it's at that point it's moving. So you know, especially on the street, just kind of making a quick hit, I don't want it to turn into something bad. So do everything I can to kind of keep my eyes up. And yes, I am not recommending anybody else do this, so, you know, don't come back to my channel comments talking about how you mess something up trying to be like me or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's way better options on how to do this. This just quickest for me. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do that and then see where we land. So the next step in tracking down this fuel pump issue is to check the voltage. make sure it's not dropping too much, because that could actually be what my problem is too. So, you know, I've already checked a couple of things. This is the next thing to check. To do that, I'm gonna the output test on the Terminator X, and then I'm gonna do the fuel pump relay. I'm gonna check the voltage at the battery when the fuel pump is on. Then I'm gonna check the voltage at the pump. I'm gonna check the voltage at the pump when the fuel pump is on, to make sure that it's not like a super big disparity between the two. If it is, then I might have found my issue, and shoot, that means it's probably been like that for a while. It has been like that for a while. Even though it never really presented much of a problem, the only reason why I even know that it could be a problem now is just because, you know, I was trying to get the boost reference right, and noticing that it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. There was always a little bit of a drop off, but now it's with the boost reference, I've noticed that it's kind of gotten larger. I mean, I really don't know how that works. It's all supposed to be going up, so, but we're gonna get to the bottom of it. All right, so my battery is hooked up in the back, and I can reach it from here. So I'm finna turn on the got the output test set up, and gonna turn on the fuel pump relay right there. Okay, so about 0.2, about a 0.2 drop. Turn the fuel pump on. Oh, shoot. That's my issue right there. That's my issue right there. Man, so the voltmeter numbers don't lie. That's not gonna work, and that's probably my issue too. That's probably why it's dropping. So maybe the plumbing that I did is gonna work just fine, but I also need to rewire it so that it has way less voltage drop. 2 volts is way too much. Not that Amazon gonna miss my little $50 purchase, but they ended up making me do something different, because they didn't send my product when they said they would, and I didn't want to wait a whole nother day. So I ended up going with 4-gauge wire instead of the 8-gauge that I ordered. I don't see no problem going bigger than necessary. So basically what that looks like means that I ended up coming from wire that was this size up to wire that's now this size. Some of the good stuff. Yeah, so I had some 4-gauge laying around. Didn't want to waste another evening, so decided to go ahead and put 4-gauge on it. And now we're about to find out if it actually makes a difference. So I went ahead and upgraded the relay wires too. So the relay ground from the battery to the relay. So all the wires now have been upgraded. So I'm gonna turn the fuel pump on. We gonna see. Okay. Here up front, before I turn anything on, it's at 12.22. And then when I turn it on, it's at 11.9, 11.8. So 11.9. So I think for it to be going to the back there, I think that'll be fine. Because we also have to keep in mind that the car will be on. So it won't be at 12 volts. It'll be at 13.5. And so that was 12. So 11.8 to 11.4. Let's say it's going to be 13.5 to 13. which means the fuel pump will be seeing 13 volts, so it should be able to put out its full power. So all in all, shoot, I think it's time to go and test this thing and see what this difference is. Here is the data log for the ride right after I quote unquote fixed all of this stuff. So right here you can see I'm just cruising along. We got the lime green line, 21% throttle. Red line is my boost pressure, and this dark green line is my fuel pressure. So cruising along, nothing going on. Right when I break into boost, it's at 57 psi, so it actually went up. That was 54 to 57, and then I get into full throttle. Probably right here, I was kind of watching to see if this number was going up. By the time I got my eyes up, thinking, "Yay, it's working! Let me hit it!" Wham! I hit it. Got up to 4.5 pounds of boost pressure. Got up to 59 psi of fuel pressure, and then it started to drop. And I did notice it dropping. I kind of glanced down again, so I got off it. Otherwise, I probably would have hit it some more. But it did start to work, so that lets me know that that line is probably good. It probably held some voltage for a little while, and then right around here, something else happened wrong. So, need to figure that out, and I guess probably the first thing I'll do is try to look at the voltage at the pump or the pump relay while making the hit to make sure that it is like this voltage, which is battery voltage, and that one stays pretty consistent. I guess we got some more figuring out to do, because apparently my fuel system's been all jacked up from the beginning. But we gonna get it right.